Franz Joseph Haydn was born in a tiny Austrian village. He was the son of a wheelwright. When he was 8, he sang at St. Stephen's Boys' Choir in Vienna. He was dismissed when his voice changed. Actually, Haydn's voice teacher almost tricked Haydn into getting castrated to keep his voice from changing, but his father figured out what this little operation was, and he saved him on the day of his surgery. He struggled to support himself and teach himself music after that for many years, and then was fortunate at the age of 29 to be hired by the wealthy and powerful Esterházy family of Hungary as their music director. The Esterházy estate had been constructed to equal the splendor of the French court of Versailles. There were 2 theaters, one for operas and one for marionette plays, and 2 sumptuously appointed music rooms. Haydn was supposed to compose music for 2 operas and 2 long concerts each week, plus daily chamber music for the prince. He was supposed to conduct the performances, train and supervise all the music personnel, and keep the instruments in repair. In spite of that huge workload, he was very happy there for 30 years. He loved having an orchestra there so that he could compose and experiment with his ideas, and his prince was always very pleased with him. He took composition very seriously and recognized his talent as a gift from God. Each morning before composing, he would dress formally, then pray fervently for inspiration. His attitude toward God was quite joyful. When his 6 masses were criticized for being too light, he explained that he couldn't think of God without being happy, so he couldn't write his music any other way. He faced his secular music with a sense of humor too. When Prince Esterházy stayed too long at his courtly palace in the country, the orchestral musicians became lonely for their homes and families that they left in Vienna. So they complained to Haydn, and Haydn composed his Farewell Symphony. During the last movement, each composer stopped playing one at a time, blew out his candle, and left the room. The prince took the hint. The next day, he sent everyone home. He also found a way to comically deal with the nobility who came to his concerts and dozed off during the slow movements. So for the second movement of his Surprise Symphony, he lulled them for a few bars, then knocked them off their seats with a very loud chord. Since this is the second movement of a symphony, one of the forms that can be used is the theme and variations. You'll hear the theme stated first along with the surprise chord, and then varied in the subsequent sections. After you listen to this, you have this in your text, in your ebook, in the section on theme and variations, along with the listening guide. In 1791, after the prince died, Haydn moved to London, where he was commissioned to write 6 symphonies. By then, his style was fully mature, and he was internationally acclaimed. In his late 60s, he wrote his 2 famous oratorios, The Creation and The Seasons. They were so popular that choruses and orchestras were formed solely to perform them. Haydn was considered the father of the symphony and the string quartet, mostly because he wrote so many of them. He wrote 104 symphonies and 83 string quartets. So it was Papa Haydn who standardized the forms used in this era.